Chapter 7. As the last rays of the sun winked out, one by one a tall owl man and a human woman did the bare minimum to walk the perimeter twice over, looking for any creatures that were staying closer to their home than they would like. His head was shaved to where his reflective locks were more of a peach fuzz, making his head appear almost holographic in front of the dancing light from the interior silhouette in the doorway. Her black hair was also cut down to just touch the top of her shoulders, sweeping back and forth like a broom while she walked 100 paces from the safety of her companion in the warmth of the hovel carved into the stone. Machete in hand, she squinted into the darkening tree line for a reflective eye amongst the dark, natural pikes rising amongst the earth. But she could only see the abstract tree line against the ever-darkening sky in this light, and headed back to the hovel, where she waited in the doorway while the blue man with the shaved head repeated the underbaked security measure. He, too, was carrying a crude machete. Endry took note of both as he casually sat against the tree. It was far enough and dark enough to where he was virtually invisible at this distance in the manner the two were investigating. When the pair of kidnappers went back inside, Endry dug a small pit in the little loose dirt left at the base of the tree, no deeper than his elbow and no wider than 2 fists, then used a strong stick to dig a tunnel or a chimney to the base of the pit at a shallow angle. Endry filled the Dakota pit, as his mother had called it, with sticks he had gathered in the wood and pine needles that had shed from the thick tree he now sat under. Endry took a small piece of flint and the corresponding steel rod to light the fire underneath him. As he had been watching the 2 guards, Endry had built a small wall using the largest stones that were loose in the dirt. It both shielded any light that escaped his pit, as well as reflected the heat from the crackling kindling as Endry fed smaller sticks into the glowing maw, feeding the hungry embers. Wind was coming up the mountain at Endry's back, further feeding the fire through the chimney Endry had dug, while the tree itself blocked the worst of the winds.